So just sit back, just make yourself comfortable where you've chosen to sit. If you've not already made a drink, go make a drink. So we can just stop together, do absolutely nothing other than just drink and just be with each other and ourselves. And it's 11 o'clock, so we're just going to take that 15 minutes for now. Sorry if you're a little bit tired. Yeah, I feel a bit tired too. I can kind of narrow my eyes on the screen. So we can, just begin by just relaxing, just sitting back in your chair or wherever you've decided to be. Just the same as we would in a meditation, really, where we'd set up the posture and make any little adjustments. So, yeah, I'm just going to sit back because I can often, kind of sit and lean forward and I'm not actually relaxing. And maybe just take a few deeper breaths like we would when we are sitting more formally. Hi, Carol, how are you? So just a few deeper breaths just to say that we're stopping, just to ourselves and our bodies, and just helping us relax. Hi, Jan, how are you? It's lovely to see people back that have been here early first thing this morning with the meditation. Good morning, Noelle. Good to see you. And then just becoming aware of where you're sat and just how that feels. So beneath me, there's it's like a nice soft fleece, so I can kind of tune into the contact and the fabric, so how that's kind of feeling. Hi, Isabel. Nice to meet you. So yeah, so just connect with where you're sat and how that feels, the contact. And just with the breath, just getting a kind of sense of the space you're taking up, where you're sat and in your room, and a sense of spaciousness around you. And it kind of just helps me connect in the same as I would in meditation, with the kind of grounds beneath and looking out to the sky, not quite so blue. But yeah, if you've got a window or you can kind of look outside, it can just give you a sense of spaciousness. I can sometimes feel a little bit enclosed in my space if we're quite busy or working, and it kind of gets smaller. Good morning, Mark. Good to have you. I'm guessing you're in the shop. Are you in the shop? So yeah, so just kind of looking out beyond into your room, or just looking out of the window, just give you a kind of a sense of a bigger space. Helps me to just have a bit of a broader perspective, if you like, from what I've just been doing, which is quite intense on the computer, and everything can kind of narrow down. Helps just to get a bigger perspective as well of just how we are, but also kind of where we are. Just get a bit of a sense of place almost. And I came across a poem that I wanted to share with you. So I'll just share with you at the start, just so it kind of drops in there. It might resonate, it might percolate something through. And it's from Rumi, who is a 13th century Sufi poet. Lots of famous poetry, but this one particularly, well, it's just a few things. I'll just see how that works. So, In generosity and helping others, be like the river. In compassion and grace, be like the sun. In concealing others' faults, be like the night. In anger and fury, be like the dead. In modesty and humility, be like the soil. In tolerance, be like the ocean. And either you appear as you are, or be as you appear. I just quite liked the idea of a river ever flowing. So just while you're sitting, just get a sense of your breath in your body. Just notice if you notice any particular sensations. It might be where you're sat or in your back. Just what feels more intense or more live for you right now. And we can kind of still follow the breath as we would in a more formal meditation, just to connect as a mindfulness practice as well. And it naturally kind of pulls us away from our thoughts or any distractions. So it becomes quite relaxing. So just each time you go to perhaps what you've just been doing, or what you think you might perhaps should be doing, or what you're going to go on to do next, just kind of allow that to just pass on by and just kind of return to the breath and the kind of here and now. And then just bringing in your senses. So how is your drink tasting to you? Can you smell your drink? You're taking a sip? Or how's the cup feeling? Any sense of warmth? So really trying to take more notice than we perhaps ordinarily would. It's quite a practice to just do nothing. I can often find this more difficult than formal meditation, because there's a sense that I'm still doing. If I'm formally meditating, I'm closing my eyes and doing something. Um, so that's quite interesting, that to just sit and do nothing with my eyes open uh, is more challenging for me, at least anyway, with the sense of I'm doing nothing. And yeah, perhaps you have a similar thing, that you have a kind of tendency to think you should be doing something all or most of the time. A sense that we need to be useful or helpful or busy, productive. I have to remind myself that this too is helpful, to do nothing and just become quite mindful of the breath and the body and my senses. And just what thoughts arise and pass. Just noticing where our thoughts tend to go, or at least where they're going today. And we can also bring sounds. I can hear bird song outside. I think what I notice in the pause, if I turn my attention to the sounds, I can kind of hear the bird song and label the bird song. And then in the pause, there's a sense of waiting for that gap to be filled. Or when's the next sound's going to come? And I think that's what, certainly that's what I tend to do. I tend to fill in the gaps with an expectation or an anticipation of something needs to fill the gap, as opposed to just being with the gap. And so the longer that we practice, the more comfortable we are with the gaps without trying to fill them. I think something different then can arise without our habits or tendencies or expectations. Something more freeing and more open. Good morning, Colin. Nice to have you. So just these last couple of minutes, can we just sit in the open space of doing nothing? Just allowing our senses to come alive. Just noticing and being with our breath and the sensations of the body. I think there's a real sense of it being supportive that we're practicing together. But ordinarily, if we were doing this alone, we might kind of finish our drink and get up and do something. But the fact that we've kind of made this commitment to practice together for 15 minutes of do nothing, and it makes a real difference. Or at least it feels like that to me. It makes a real difference that we're all practicing together. We've all made the commitment to just sit and do nothing for 15 minutes. So we do. And I think there'll be some real fruits of that, both in terms of all being together in a sense of Sangha and community practicing, and the kind of the mindfulness practice of just stopping and being in the gap. So I'm just going to read the poem again just to finish off with. So it was Rumi, the 13th century Sufi poet. In generosity and helping others, be like the river. In compassion and grace, be like the sun. In concealing others' faults, be like the night. In anger and fury, be like the dead. In modesty and humility, be like the soil. In tolerance, be like the ocean. And either you appear as you are, or be as you appear. Okay, that comes to the end of our just sitting. Yeah, really thank you for joining me this morning. It means a lot to practice together, and for us all to come together. I just think it's great. And I mentioned this morning at the morning meditation that if it works for you in your day on a Wednesday evening, is York Buddhist Group's Sangha night for regulars, of which you are all most welcome. And if you go onto the website, you will get the link, and it's on Zoom. And it would be really lovely. It'd be really lovely if you're able to do that, because then we'd be able to see and get a sense of you on Zoom and be together, of which you're more than welcome and very much part of the York Buddhist Group Sangha. So, yeah, if you've not done that before, we meditate together on a morning. In the first half, sorry, not in the morning, I meant we meditate together like we do on a morning. So you're all familiar with that. And then we share a tea break together. And then after which, one of the team will give a talk and we'll have a little chat. And the talk will be something around the Buddhist teachings or meditation, of which you're more than welcome to just listen. You don't have to contribute anything. It'd be really lovely to see you there and get a sense of you and this kind of widening Sangha of York Buddhist Group. So do go on the website for the Zoom link if that's something you're able to participate and something you're interested in. But it'd be really great to see you there, it really would. So thanks again for joining me, and do take care. Have a lovely, lovely day. And I'll no doubt see you when Shaki Vidar's leading later on in the week. And then again next week. So take care.